What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you one of the most unique but best defenses in Madden 19 that a lot of people aren't running. Now, if this is your first time checking out one of my videos and you want to stay up to date on the best Madden 19 tips and gameplay all year long, consider hitting the subscribe button below and make sure to hit the bell icon so that you join the notification squad. So for today, I am in the Jags defensive playbook. We're going to just look at some 4-3 stuff because a lot of times defenses I post are like out of 3-4 or nickel or dollar, and a lot of times there's people asking for 4-3 stuff. Now, you can find this formation. It should be in pretty much any 4-3 based defensive playbook, but the Jaguars, in my opinion, is the best 4-3 playbook because it does have the 4-6 normal, which is something most playbooks don't have, so it's kind of like an added extra. And we want to look at the 4-3 wide 9. Now, the 4-3 wide 9 formation was really good last year. It was a really good blockshed formation, and the blocksheds out of it are still good this year too. I would say they were a little bit better last year, but there's some unique things in this formation, and one of the unique coverages is the cover 2 invert. I try to cover this once a year. I'm pretty sure I've covered this in 17, 18, and then here we are in 19, because this is a defense that goes overlooked every year. A lot of people know about the cover 2 invert out of the 4-6 normal, but the 4-3 wide 9 is another very good one, so we're going to focus on that today. And what you're going to notice here is your safeties, they come down into the box. Like, that's just automatically what they do as soon as you break the huddle. Now, you definitely want to base align with this defense. That's the first thing you want to do. So that's wire triangle and then right on the left stick, and then you have them base aligned. Now, what's really good about this is it's a cover 2, but it's an inverted cover 2. So a lot of people have trouble going against this type of coverage, and this cover 2 invert stock is a very good coverage in terms of, like, you know, taking out drag routes and short routes and routes to the flats. Routes people have a lot of trouble with. Now, you see that we have both of our defensive ends dropping back. Now, that can be cool sometimes, like as like a mix-in to kind of throw people off, but typically what I like to do is I like to crash these guys down, and then what I would do is go ahead and do the RB or R1 and then up on the right stick to put my linebackers in the zones. That'll just globally put them in the zones. So off top, this is a nice coverage here, and then if you want to take this mid read, you can drop him back into a deep blue if you just want a little bit better coverage, and then you would use one of these guys. And this is just a very basic setup you can use. And like I said, you know, this stuff, it really does a good job at just like clamping the flats and drag routes. As you see, I mean, that's a pick 6 right there. A lot of people like to throw those quick flats or drag routes, and this defense, you know, almost stock just takes it away. I mean, look, that's how quick it is to set it up. Like, for instance, if you were, you know, put the tight end on drag or something like that, you know, you're not really going to be able to hit him when he crosses that side of the field. That guy's going to clamp down on him. He's going to limit him to like 1 to 2 yards, or he'll jump it for an interception, which is what you really want, but it's not going to happen every single time. Now, again, another good thing about this is it's very hard to go down the middle on this defense when you set it up this way, because you have all of that covered. You're just in a spot where you have to you have to just take away, you know, anything coming over the middle. And as you see, the block shed in this is a good block shed defense. Now, it's kind of hard to showcase that in practice mode because a lot of defenses block shed good in practice mode. That's just what they do. But in game, this is one of the formations where it really translates to game, and especially if you have some guys like, you know, the Jags have a good D-line, they have some good pass rushers, you are going to easily be able to you know, shut this down now, or shut down, you know, offenses that try to hold on to the ball too long. Now, an extra setup you can do, you can take like one of these defensive tackles and drop them back into a spy. Spies are very good this year at picking off stuff over the middle, but more so because we're dropping this middle guy back over the deep middle, so this spy will kind of fill that area. Now, you are rushing, you know, one less guy, so the block shed, you know, may not get there as quickly. But I mean, even still, you see just how quick it can get there. When you get an instant win, which is what Dante Fowler just did there, and what most good pass rushers do get in Madden, you see how he just like gets this instant win right there. You're not gonna have much time to pass. So that's one thing I like about this formation. Another thing is it's a cover 2, right? But the safeties are in run fits. You see the safeties are in run fits. Usually in a cover 2, the outside cornerbacks are in run fits, but that's because this is a cover 2 invert. So this is actually a good run stopping coverage too, because as you can see, we have 4 defensive linemen, we have our 3 linebackers in the box, and then both of our safeties. We have 9 guys in the box. This is a good pass defense and a good run defense because we have all these guys in the box here. And so if they try to go, like if they were under, like you could use this against under center and shotgun because of that. So if they were to try to go outside, like with a pitch or like a stretch, these outside safeties here are gonna be in the run fits, and they're gonna clamp down on that. If they try to go up the middle, everything is gonna pretty much crash down like so in the middle. So I mean, there's not many defenses that are going to be that good versus the run and the pass, under center and shotgun. This is one of them. Now, I mean, I'm trying to use both controllers here, so it's hard for me to shoot the gap, but I want to show you what happened here. So go to the replay. You can see, how, and a lot of times too, you see how this deep, because this is a wide 9 formation, you see Fowler here on the right by Tyler Eifert. He just walks down into the backfield. There's a lot of times where you try to hand this off, he's going to catch the running back right here. He didn't do it on this, particular instance, but that will happen. And then I'm trying to shoot the gap, but I'm also trying to hike the ball on offense, so it's kind of hard for me to be able to do that. But when you have 9 guys in the box, especially having these safeties in run fits, this is going to be not the easiest defense to run on. Now, another really good thing about this is you can cross man out of this, which you can't do out of most defenses. Safeties can always cross man, but usually the safeties are way in the back, of the defense. But in this case, they're up front. So, like for instance, I could take Gibson here, and I can man him up on Eifert. Now, to man somebody up, you get on your defensive player, you press A or X, A on Xbox, X on PlayStation, up on the right stick, and then you select the icon of the man you want to man up. So we want to man up Eifert, so we press A. Then I can jump right over to my other safety, do the same thing, and I can say, all right, I want to man up, Boyd. Now, another thing you can do to take this a step further, if this is the type of defense you want to play, if you want to do a lot of cross manning do this obviously in situations where it's a little bit longer down in distance, not necessarily on an early down where it could be a run. You could put cornerbacks here because they're going to have way better man defense than your safeties. So for the Jags, for example, if we were to put Ramsey and Bouye at these safety spots and cross-man them, they're going to lock up. Now, yes, our outside deep zones are going to be lesser guys, but they're playing a deep inverted zone. They don't need to be amazing to play that zone, whereas to play man coverage, you have to be a good man coverage guy with some speed. Bouye and Ramsey would lock up in this situation. Or if you're playing Ultimate Team and you just have, you can set your team up the way you want it, you can have 4 good cornerbacks on your team. So, for example, you can have a Darius Slay on the outside, and then a Champ Bailey on the other outside, and then at your safeties, you can have a Patrick Peterson and a Jalen Ramsey there to cross-man them. Now, when you cross-man them, there's other things you might want to think about. You may want to say, okay, well, the flats are open, so if it's not a 3rd and long, you might need to, cover the flats. So you might need to take your linebacker, put him in a hard flat, and then maybe over here you might want to take this DN, put him in a hard flat or something like that. And then, you still user the middle of the field. You can drop this guy back. And then, at this point, your user is important. But the thing is, these crossing routes coming over the middle now are going to be a lot harder to hit. So, for example, like if we were to go to a PA crossers play, which is very popular, what a lot of people do out of this is they'll, drag the tight end, and then they have the crossing routes. So you can cross-man the crossing routes, or you could say, I'll cross-man one of them, and then I'll user the other one. So, for example, right here, I have the post by Boyd manned up. I have the drag by Eifert manned up. So if I see PA crossers, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to take John Ross. I'm taking John Ross, and everything's locked up. And then you still get the block shit. So I'm going to go to the replay and show you what's happening here. And this is why Crossman was so big in Madden 17, but there's not a lot of good formations or plays that you can use Crossman out of anymore because they changed it. But this is one of them. So watch. Watch the drag here. The drag is locked up because we have crossmanned. I mean, we also have a hard flat over there too, which is helping. But you see this safety right here, how he meets the drag right there, and he's hovering right around it. But then we also have the hard flat, so he's bracketed. This post route, watch what this safety is doing here. Now, again, imagine this is a cornerback. Imagine we put Ramsey here. Watch Barry Church. He's crossman, so he's running to meet the post. And look, that post is blanketed. This post route is blanketed. And then we're manually taking away John Ross, and we have the other, deep zone over the top. it's locked up. So that's why cross-manning is good. Now, yes, you could potentially cross-man the wrong person and, you know, make yourself more susceptible to getting beat. That's why you have to have a good user. But when you catch on to the tendencies of the things people do, you tend to know what routes they like to put drags or slants on or deep crosses on, and you can cross-man those routes and take them away. But aside from that, like I said, even if you just want to run this as a coverage defense, you're going to be good money because you're going to get block shed. Now, if you want to run coverage also when you're in a situation where you don't need the hard flats, you can shade your defense up by pressing wire triangle and then up on the right stick, and now you have cloud flats out here. So let's just say it's a long down and distance, you know, you've been getting some pressure, so maybe they're blocking the running back, it's 3rd and 15, you know, you don't need the hard flats, you want the cloud flats. Well, that's good money. Now you have the cloud flat. So, and I was trying to get that corner out there, but I couldn't because that's how quick the block shed came in. And yes, keep in mind, block shed is a little bit worse in practice mode than in real game, but this formation does block shed pretty well, pretty close to this in real game. Look, even with the running back blocking, the running back never picks up the block shed. He just stands there. Boom. But what I was trying to do, I was trying to throw this corner out just to show you because we dropped this safety back in the cloud flat. So now, boom, he had that locked up. So this is a very good defense, something I definitely urge you guys to try, especially if you're a 4-3 guy. Jags playbook would be the best playbook to use this with, but this is a defense that can really contain the run, contain the pass, and gives you the ability to cross man while also bringing pressure without having to send too many guys. It's a real pain to go against at times, and I think this will definitely help a lot of you who may still be having trouble on defense. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, as always, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.